press. Byron Scott's going to try to buy time at least until the next timeout inside the 9-minute mark to get Jason back in. They got to pressure full court.
These are 2 free throws for the first time in this second half for New Jersey. That's moved by Mercer. Reggie Miller is back in. Kidd continues to watch for the Nets on the sideline. He's got 22 points and 9 assists. Reggie Miller with 24 and a couple of threes. A screen by Bender. Mercer. And a rebound by Williams.
Now the Knicks dead ball is Jason Kidd time. Knicks dead ball. There'll be a timeout. Jason Kidd will probably come back in the game.
Scott got a little afraid that 8-second call was going to be called. Johnson was strolling like he was in the park on Sunday.
Aaron Williams poked away by O'Neal, and here comes Ron Mercer against Jefferson. Oh!
Watch your head.
That's Indiana's first hit from the field in 6 fourth-quarter shots. The fast break point story right there. Indiana to within 1. They've led by 6. New Jersey is led by 9. Anthony Johnson on a foul.
Well, good play by Anthony Johnson right there. You see confusion on the New Jersey Nets offense. Again, you got players like Aaron Williams trying to do too much off of it without just running the offense and let it execute.
Mercer picks up his 3rd foul, but boy, did he thrill at the other end.
Get in there, and then you try to put on a show. Just tip the ball in the basket the old-fashioned way. He made a great effort.
Mercer to Foster. He bobbled it, tried to hold on, ripped away by Anthony Johnson, then Foster tried to trip him. And that is the 10th Indiana turnover, with Harris finding Johnson. New Jersey is led by 9. Indiana is led by 6. It's a 2-point New Jersey lead right now. The series tied at 1. Game 3, and a twirling shot by Van Horn, and a Foster rebound.
Well, Van Horn made a great move going in there. He still was a little tentative on that.
Danny Foster's come off the bench and grabbed 10 rebounds and scored 5 points.
Now, he's one of the best rebounders in the league on a per-minute basis, so that's not a surprise at all. He's been doing that since he came into the league. He was actually doing that in college.
Reggie Miller with a series of picks. He had Johnson and Harris ripped around him, and it's going to go on Harris for the first time.
Byron Scott, I thought he'd lose his patience a little bit. He can't wait for that 7-minute timeout.
Well, and this is the thing I love about a veteran player. He doesn't come away with nothing. He's not going to take that beating without getting a foul. The Warlord knows what to do at this point of the ball game. That's why you can talk all you want about the sensationalism of all these new players, and they're great, but these veterans know how to win when winning time comes.
Then you saw 17 shots, 24 points. You talk about efficiency, that's it. The Pacers, though, are struggling at the free throw line. Only 1 of their last 6 from the stripe.
Well, that's the thing I love about Reggie Miller. He hardly ever takes bad shots. He's like John Stockton that way, although he looks to score more than Stockton for sure. But I'm just saying, he is very patient, poised. If he's covered, he'll deliver the ball to a teammate.
Why are we talking so much about these old guys in the playoffs, man? They're pretty good, aren't they?
They're very good. Some of them.
Jason came back in the game. Kenny Martin over Jermaine O'Neal. And New Jersey builds their lead to 3. Martin's got 17 points.
Well, Martin's putting in a day's work, because defensively he's doing a good job. Offensively, he stepped up.
Miller and Harris. Artest and Van Horn. Artest across the lane. Ron Artest, defense is his calling card, but 9 points tonight, 4 rebounds, and an assist.
Well, not a lot of help right there. He got awful deep and just overpowered Van Horn under the basket.
Here comes Kidd with 22 points. Artest on the defensive switch. A screen by Williams. On Kidd, 3. Nice rebound with one hand by Van Horn, but can't corkscrew one up.
Well, there was a reason he got that ball with one hand, because Artest had a hold of the other one.
Foster for the lead.
That's a play I have no patience for right there. Van Horn has got to lay Foster out. He's not a very good free throw shooter, and we know he can dunk. It's like he's afraid to foul and going to the basket.
Well, and it came from the arguing with the officials at the upper end of the court. You got to be smart enough to keep your focus. It's one thing to get upset with the official, but you better be more upset with your opponent than you are with the referee.
Going through the fourth quarter, a tight game. Indiana by 1. Jason Kidd. The fire pass outside. Lucius Harris with the rebound inside by Jermaine O'Neal. 0 of 6 in the first half, and he has really come alive here in the second.
Well, that's the play they were running. You could tell how much confidence Byron has in Lucius Harris. Right there, here's a bench guy coming off the bench, and they're setting a play for him to shoot a 20-footer off the screen like he's Reggie Miller.
Foster, Artest, Miller, O'Neal, and Mercer, the Indiana 5, and Artest tries to take it across the paint. And a foul called on Martin. That is the 4th on him. He is the only New Jersey player with 4, and there are only 2 Indiana players with 3 fouls. O'Neal's got 3, and Mercer's got 3. So foul trouble's not existent for Indiana. Martin is a concern. Artest at the free throw line for the Indiana Pacers.
Scotty Martin might also be the only New Jersey player that's given them some inside impact, too, offensively in that. So he's got to be very careful. If this game does happen to go into overtime in the extended game, they would be in very deep trouble without him offensively in the post.
And you always hate playing against Indiana. Reggie Miller knows they're in the penalty. 5.5 minutes to go in the game, and he'll get some off-ball calls coming off screens. He'll do some flopping, grab onto some arms, and try to get to the free throw line.
New Jersey brings back in Kerry Kittles. He's out there with Williams, Kidd, Kenyon Martin, and Heath Van Horn. 9 of 17 free throw shooting for the Pacers. 9 of 13 free throw shooting for New Jersey. The Nets have missed their last 4. Aaron Williams hooked the inside on Jermaine O'Neal. Rebound by Ron Artest, approaching 5 minutes to play in the 4th quarter. Indiana by 1.
Well, that shot didn't look good at all, because you go to the basket like that, you come away with absolutely nothing, and that was wide right, very wide right.
That was terrible. I mean, they're going to Aaron Williams. He's not a low-post player in the 4th quarter of a playoff game.
But Jermaine O'Neal might be becoming one, and he's got 11 points, all in the second half, after beginning 0 of 6 from the floor.
And I love the way he recovered, because he could have taken a mental dive based on how he started off, but he recovered very well, and it's now coming too big coming down the stretch.
Miller just picked up, Reggie Miller just picked up his 2nd personal foul.
And look how much room he has to operate. That's because Reggie's so on fire, they're scared. I mean, he's really got the room, and that's what he had in game 1, where he earned the respect, like you said. But right here, Jason Kidd has got to find a way to get involved.
Kittles for 3. He's 1 of 10 shooting from the field.
Well, and I think Kittles does, too. Kittles needs to take a lesson from Miller's book in terms of how to get open and be aggressive, because Kerry Kittles is an excellent shooter. Now he's having difficulty receiving and getting the space he needs to get that beautiful shot off.
Here's Mercer. Indiana 3 of 10 from 3-point territory. New Jersey 2 of 11. Jermaine O'Neal is short. Jason Kidd is off to the races.
This is how they can score.
He slithers down the lane, taken in by Van Horn. And the Roadrunner is beating his way down court. Indiana's lead is down to 1.
But they got to get stops. That's their only hope right now, because their half-court offense looks brutal. I don't understand why Jason's not guarding Reggie either.
It's Mercer with Kidd on him. Shot clock at 4 for O'Neal. But they double with Kidd. They got Williams on. It goes inside. Artest, and a shot clock violation. The game's first. And 11 turnovers. You know what thinks that this team has got all offense, but defense is a key. But when they do get Kidd going, Danny, watch out.
Well, right, and this is kind of like Allen Iverson. Go to the hole, put up a shot, and everyone has put so much attention to stop him on the break. There's offensive rebound opportunities.
John, make no mistake, defense is what got New Jersey here.
Well, it definitely helps to get him here. And obviously, the offense ends and starts with Jason Kidd, because when he doesn't have the ball, everything is very stagnant. When he's not in the game, is stagnant. Offensively, he's the one who initiates the fast break. Well, see, because Indiana doesn't have a legitimate point guard in the game, I think they're doing a good job scouting, extending his defense and putting pressure on him. Even if you don't get the ball, you cause him to waste a lot of seconds on the clock, and you make them get in a rush to try to run their set.
That's exactly what I'm talking about right there. Reggie running into big guys. He'll just like run up. A big guy might be standing there. He'll just like run into his back to try to get to the free throw line and flop. And right there, whether he got fouled or not, he's going to the free throw line.
And Kenyon Martin picks up his 5th personal foul for New Jersey.
Well, and that's a dangerous situation for New Jersey also because they need Kenyon. Maybe should have gone to him a couple of more times down here when they were staggering their offense because they originally started running those 2-on-2 situations with him and Kidd. They need him offensively inside.
Reggie Miller has won free throw titles in 3 of the last 4 years, so no surprise he trains 2 right there.
And that's why you just don't want to get in the penalty in the fourth quarter.
Indiana by 2, approaching 3 minutes to play. Kidd to Martin, banging into Foster and driving inside. And that is a foul, count the 2. Foster picks it up for Indiana. And Kenyon Martin will go to the free throw line for the New Jersey Nets.
And that's also the reason why Kenyon Martin can't afford to foul out of this game, because he's got the stomach and the courage enough. Great movement, simple little ball fake, penetrates to his left and goes to the basket strong.
That drive by Martin and subsequent hoop ties the game at 78 with 3:01 to play.
What I like about New Jersey is they don't stop breaking. A lot of teams just play half-court basketball and try to execute. They'll try to break with 1 minute left in the game with a 2-point lead, a 4-point lead, unless they just have to milk clock. They'll be fast breaking on every chance they can get.
Indiana with Artest, Mercer, Miller, Foster, and O'Neal.
But Jason's here to get on Miller. You know, that's indicative of also the confidence that they have in Jason. Jason has to do everything in here but sweep the floor.
New Jersey with Williams, Martin, Van Horn with this long-range shot, no good. Kittle's in there, Kidd tried for the rebound. That's the New Jersey 5. Mercer.
And Aaron Williams was wide open on that shot.
Miller losing it on the baseline. Reeled in by Kidd. Leads a 3-on-2 the other way. Spoon feeds Van Horn and a foul.
And that's what I love, just what we were just talking about. Indiana wasn't even aware that they were going to start running. Only 2 guys back on defense.
So and how in the world can you play a whole game against Jason Kidd and not respond to a fast break? You got to know at this point that that's what he does.
That's the 4th personal foul on Ron Mercer. Here's an interesting number. As Van Horn sets from the strike, Reggie Miller has not taken a field goal attempt in this 4th quarter.
Well, he's getting to the free throw line, and right there they came out of the timeout and they were running a play for Jermaine O'Neal. They had a tough time getting him the ball in the post. That's where you got to say, hey, Jermaine, if you don't get the ball, you got to come out and run the pick and roll with Reggie.
Van Horn again. Neither team has a foul to give. Van Horn's got 14, Martin's got 21, but New Jersey led by the 22 of Jason Kidd. Only 3 players in double figures for Indiana, the 27 of Reggie Miller on top. And that's who's got the ball right now with the best defender for the Nets, Kenyon Martin on him.
Excuse me, Kevin, it's dangerous too because Martin has 5 fouls.
Artest across the lane. And Ron Artest with 11 points tonight.
Well, there wasn't anything there, but it kind of opened up late on the dribble. He's very fortunate to get away with an easy shot.
Jason Kidd to Van Horn. Shot clock at 6 for the lead. Foster with the rebound. Jeff Foster has 12 rebounds tonight, a career high. Ooh, and Foster and Kidd go colliding. A foul on Indiana. It's on Reggie Miller. The 3rd tagged on him.
Well, Reggie does that a lot. You know, he's not very strong, but he's very clever. Usually he tries to get a flop and get attention, and then he gets away with that push.
But Danny, I think they got to be thrilled with the 11 points of Ron Artest tonight.
Well, what's Kerry Kittles doing right there? He's got to pick up the dribbler. I mean, that is awful. You can't give up lay-ins at this time of the game.
Here's Kidd. Slashing down the lane. And out of bounds. Shot clock at 12. Big clock at 1:17. We're tied at 80.
Hey, same kind of play right there. Indiana did a good job of stealing Jason on the drive.
Boy, the big guns have done nothing on either side from the field. Kidd is 0-2 in the 4th quarter. Except right there, knocks it in, right between the eyes.
And the big guns open up.
And New Jersey leads by 2.
You see they're switching more on Reggie right now, but here's the guy that's got to step up for him. One-on-one on the block.
O'Neal's had a great second half. Tinsley outside. Will Miller new to the game and wide open. Gets his own miss. Clawing at it is Kidd. A first 24. The rookie Tinsley controlling above the arc.
And 2 guys, both Martin and Kidd, ran to find out where Miller was. And that's pretty smart because they definitely want to put it in in his hands.
Reggie Miller guarded by Martin. Brad Miller. Reggie with the screen and for the lead.
Kenyon Martin on a rebound.
And John, what about the defense of Indiana?
Well, just what just happened, our test is there, and he's going to have to be very aggressive. But you got to go with Martin, or you got to go with Kidd. You don't know what they're going to do, but you don't sure know who's going to do it, Kidd or Martin.
Kidd for the lead, missing. And it's picked up. They rotate. Kittles for the lead. Oh, a big shot. Kerry Kittles is only 2 of 11 tonight. A spectacular shot. And Indiana has fallen behind by 2. The Nets 85. The Pacers 83. The last couple minutes of this game.
Well, and the guy who you thought would shoot his shot at Reggie Miller, down at the other end, you thought Jason Kidd or maybe Martin. But look, they knew Kerry Kittles open and he pops it in.
And that's the biggest shot of his life right there. And both three-pointers came after offensive rebounds.
And that's one of those shots with Kerry Kittles. You said, thanks, I needed that.
What about Indiana's offense here?
Well, I got to believe Reggie Miller's going to get the ball in his hands. And Jason Kidd, a great defender right here, doing everything he can to deny. He does not. He knows Reggie wants the ball. And they're going to use the screen again for the second time.
Miller inside. O'Neal looking for the tie. Rejected by Williams. O'Neal again for the tie. O'Neal gets it again. And a foul inside. And it's on New Jersey.
Again, offensive rebounds. They just could not come up with the ball. They had it in their hands, but you got to give Jermaine O'Neal a lot of credit right here. Great defense right there. Smothered chicken by the much smaller Williams right there. Good second effort right there, but you got to stay on him. You can't let it. Jermaine never gives up. Goes right back in.
Well, the one thing when you're on that end of the board, the best thing to do is to get it out of there rather than let him keep constantly going after. Certainly you're afraid to foul him, but in the same token, one of the Jersey players could have just cleared the ball out of that area.
How ironic at the free throw line is Jermaine O'Neal, who was talking big in the press over the last 3 days, saying no one on New Jersey can guard me one-on-one. A dreadful first half, 0-6, a much improved second half, and here he is with all the talk and all the boasting at the line with the chance to tie in a huge game, John.
Well, and I think Reggie had confidence in him, too, because usually you wouldn't let that go. I'd rather have Reggie's force shots and sometimes than somebody else shooting, but he went inside to O'Neal, and O'Neal delivered.
Now O'Neal will try for the tie. He is 2 of 3 from the free throw line tonight. Way off. It's loose. It's volleyballed and out of bounds with 0.8 on the clock as they have a scrum on the side. And you can see the New Jersey players holding everybody back instead of trying to empty the bench, which would have been a horrible mistake.
Horrible mistake. It's been absolutely stupid at this point in the game. It's hard to ever had to work.
So they hold themselves back. There is a foul called on Ron Artest, who picks up his second personal foul. A timeout has been taken by Indiana. And a bad-looking second free throw by Jermaine O'Neal.
And if there's any way, if he misses this free throw, the last thing you want to do right now is jump over the back, trying to get the offensive rebound and put them on the other end. But if you can tip it out, the game is over if he does miss it.
And a timeout taken, 0.6 on the clock.
Well, if the ball hit the rim, it's at least 0.5. If it didn't hit the rim, there's still 0.8 left.
I don't think it hit the rim. In this situation,
I would get all over Tinsley right here. He's small, taking the ball out of bounds. Put your long-arm guy and get all over him. They have no timeouts left. Indiana doesn't.
It's Tinsley to inbound. Miller wide open for the win. And that's it. And New Jersey has won on the road.
The referee will never call that. I've always told my team, go ahead and set any kind of screen you want at the end of the game. Right there, Jermaine O'Neal just tackled Jason Kidd. Just took him completely out of the play.
And they didn't call it. and the shot was wide.
And watch this screen right here. Oh, you don't get the beginning of it. Just killed Jason Kidd coming off that screen. That's why Jason Kidd is furious at Ben Salvatore on this end. But watch this screen. Tell me if this is legal. This is a move. This is an illegal pick in football. It's actually a good screen. That's what I want my player to do.
And that's where the big guy's supposed to take him out. But very seldom will you ever see Reggie be that open and have that kind of look and miss that badly.
Reggie Miller finishes with 30 points tonight, but his last offering.
Jamal Mashburn recovering at home in Charlotte. The series tied at 1-1. Hornets down early, but this was a seesaw battle. Baron Davis, tremendous. Nails the three.
Incredible game. I wish we could all have bad backs.
Wow. Magic with the ball here. Darrell Armstrong from long range, and Orlando up by 8 there. Just over a minute left. The Magic down by 3. Horace Grant to Tracy McGrady for a huge 3.
Man, this guy can do it all. Inside, outside, everything.
And look at this. Baron Davis for the win. And the shot, it appeared, was good. He beat the clock. He beat the buzzer, but it was waved off by referee Bernie Fryer. Let's take a listen and see when we hear the buzzer.
Davis for 3. And that one will count.
And now we're in overtime, actually. That was a 3. That did count. As Baron Davis showing great composure there in the OT game that they should have won in regulation. Davis came back, scored 9 of the team's 18 points in the